This
So maybe
is going.
Hello and welcome everybody to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida's Department of Communication and the CW17. I'm Piotr Szklisz.
And I'm Jada Solomon. We're here each month for stories about life on our favorite coast, the First Coast.
Breast cancer awareness is an important issue in our community, and now there is a new way to raise awareness and make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. A group of local surfers are rallying for the cause. Shafalika Botnaker takes us to the shoreline in St. Augustine Beach for a closer look.
What makes Florida so special is its wonderful weather, unique atmosphere, and its beautiful beaches. Just like anywhere else, many people are also affected by an unfortunate reality: breast cancer. However, a group of local surfers are banding together to bring some joy and awareness to survivors in our area. Jenna Curtis is gearing up to rally these surfers in St. Augustine for a friendly competition called Barrels for Boobs.
I've been coordinating the contest for the past 5 years with the co-founder Marley Borma, and we're really excited about the 5th annual Barrels for Boobs. I love being able to contribute to a cause at the end of this. It's easy to kind of lose that as you're renting tables and tents and making sure everyone gets there on time, and then you remember this is all for a really good cause, and we're raising a substantial amount of money.
Founded at the University of Florida by a women's surf club, Waheens for Waves, this surfing event takes place here in St. Augustine Beach. It's open to all shapes and sizes, and this year they're expecting 100 surfers and over 1,000 people to come out and support the cause.
So this year, the money that we raise is going to Pink Up the Pace. And Pink Up the Pace is a local St. Augustine nonprofit. They do a 5K in October, raising money for uninsured women and men to get breast cancer mammograms and treatments and screenings. So all of our money will go to Pink Up the Pace this year. A lot of the surfers come up to us and they say, we're so excited to surf in this because my mom's a survivor, or my grandma's a survivor, or my aunt is a survivor. And you know, we have a board, a chalkboard that anyone can come up and write who they're surfing for that day.
Pink Up the Pace was founded by Amy Kalin and Cindy Chaconis 11 years ago in St. Augustine.
The organization started in 2009 after I was diagnosed at the age of 28 with stage 2 breast cancer.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 35, and our therapist thought that we would be a good support system for each other and introduced us, and Pink Up the Pace is born.
We're here year round. We also have 4 mammo days a year, and don't be scared. The main thing is if you feel something, don't be scared. You'll be more scared if you don't find out what it is.
I mean, there's a lot of ladies out there, you know, men too, men get breast cancer, and we just want you to know that, you know, there's a support system here in our little town if you need it.
Shafalika Botnaker, Inside Jacksonville.
It's important to raise awareness for breast cancer and support our local nonprofit organizations. For more information about Barrels for Boobs or Pink Up the Pace, go to unftv.com.
Esports is changing what it means to be an athlete. I talked to Jonathan McRae about the esports scene and how it's becoming more popular in our community.
Esports is changing what it means to be an athlete. Also known as competitive gaming, esports pits video gamers against each other during live stream events, which are watched by millions of fans around the world. Popular esports games include Fortnite, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Madden NFL.
I've been a gamer since I was like 5 or 6 maybe. I had an N64, so I was playing all the time. And then probably around the early 2000s is when like Halo was really big, and then a bunch of different conventions like Otronicon in Orlando had a tournament, a Halo tournament, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. It was like a bunch of people from kind of everywhere coming to play this one game. It brings out the competitive nature of players that want to just, people play to have fun, some people play to like win. So it brings out those people a little bit more. It's esports, so you would think it's a sport, you're physically active, but it's, people just think of it as lazy people just sitting in front of a TV for 8 hours a day just kind of playing games. But I mean, you're using your mind just like a chess player would be. You're not physically active, but you're still mentally very much active. So it's intense at some times.
There is also a lucrative side to this new sports venture. Some tournaments offer millions of dollars in prize money, which is typically split between the players on the winning teams. Top gamers can easily earn 7 figures in a year.
So esports tournaments have kind of been a huge thing the last 2 years. People have put in multi-million dollars into this company. So people have been building $10 million arenas for this and like renting out huge places. And pretty much it's just, think of like an ESPN Sports Center. It's like you see the big analyst desk, and they like break down plays of footballs, and it's a big production.
Over the last year, this local community has been tested. In August 2018, a mass shooting occurred at the GLHF game bar in downtown Jacksonville. 2 were killed and 11 others were wounded. After this incident, many people view video games as promoting violence. But Jonathan McRae saw this as an opportunity to bring the gaming community closer together.
Yeah, we also had the shooting at Good Luck Have Fun, which is a gaming bar. And it was put a tainted view on the esports scene because it's an angry gamer who took the game too far, and video games are bringing violence to people. People kind of had a jaded view of people take games a little bit too seriously, but I think that was an isolated incident. I think he had issues going into it. But I think the community as a whole is all supportive enough to where something like that is something that can just bring people more together and build and strengthen the community.
He wants to bring new people into the campus to spread the love of UNF and the love of esports.
Coming up next, we look at the food, fun, and people of the Players' Championship.
We'll take a closer look at how the players is touching lives here on the First Coast.
Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville.
Coming up, we'll take a look at some different venues and opportunities inside the Players' Championship.
But first, we'll take a look at how one woman has been serving the TPC for 3 decades.
This is Darlene's Diner. A TPC institution, it's designed as a place where volunteers at the TPC can get a good meal for a low price. Darlene Riggs has been the head of the committee for almost 30 years. She got her start serving on some of the other committees that are over the TPC, but then got asked to take over serving food to the volunteers. They quickly named the place after her, and she's been running it ever since.
I tell everybody, I personally think we're the hardest working committee. We get here at 5 in the morning. My breakfast staff works from 5 to 10:30, my lunch from 10:30 to 4:30. I like to try and tell them that we have fun. We work hard, but we have fun.
Darlene's Diner has served thousands of volunteers over the course of the years that it's been open, and it's made an impact that spans generations.
This is awesome because we come here, it's a nice place to get out of the heat, get out of the rain, whatever it may be. The food's excellent, the food's real cheap, and it's serve breakfast and lunch all day for the volunteers, and just good times come in. He knows I talk to everybody, and so I chat with the volunteers, and we have a good time.
Occasionally, the volunteers find ways to show their appreciation for Darlene. One woman, who Darlene had been serving for years, found a way to say thank you that Darlene has never forgotten.
I had a lady come through one morning for breakfast and she wanted some rye toast. Well, I didn't have any rye bread at the time. And she was just mortified that there was no rye bread for breakfast. I said, well, if you come back tomorrow, I'll make sure that I have you a sandwich on rye bread. And she did. So that went on for about 5 or 6 years. She'd come through every morning and she knew that her rye bread was there. So about 3 years ago, she came in when I was setting up one day and she was on a walker. And she said, they won't let me do this anymore. They think the young people can do it better. It had gotten hard for her. And she said, but I wanted to come and thank you. So when I went outside, shouldn't have told this story. Anyway, she had gone and bought a baseball cap for me with the Georgia Bulldogs on it because she knew I was a Georgia fan. And for this lady to take the time to do that meant so much to me that they do care. So I'm sorry.
John Newsom, Inside Jacksonville.
If you are interested in how volunteering at the TPC works or how Darlene's Diner began, head over to unftv.com.
For 23 seasons, Mary Tapmeyer walked the sidelines as the head coach of the University of North Florida's women's basketball program. In many of those years, Coach Tapmeyer also walked the fairways during the players as a volunteer scorer. 4 years removed from her time as UNF, she was back among the thousands of volunteers essential to the tournament's success. But as Inside Jacksonville's Dave Dilly explains for her, the road back to TPC is a lengthy one.
Coach Mary Tapmeyer is one of just 2 head coaches in the history of UNF women's basketball. She started the program in the early 1990s and led it for more than 2 decades.
Adam Herbert hired me in 1991 to build the women's basketball program. Rich Zavosik and I got hired and we got to build the women's basketball program. They also added men's and women's soccer and softball and volleyball all that same year. And all those other sports played, except our arena wasn't finished till '92. We were playing our games at Bishop Kenny and Providence and FSCJ.
Coach Tapmeyer and her teams were always active in the community. And even after leaving UNF, her commitment to community continues as a longtime volunteer at the Players' Championship, home to her other sports passion, golf.
Well, I was a golfer. I was coaching in Missouri, and I won the Missouri State Amateur, and when I moved here, my best friend and I have played in the Florida State Women's Golf Association 4-ball. We've won it a couple times.
Tapmeyer still bikes to the TPC Stadium course, except now in retirement, there's an extra 6,000 miles to navigate from her current home in Germany.
My husband is a mechanical engineer, and he's a civilian that works for the Army Corps of Engineers. And he got an opportunity to go to actually Poland to help build a missile defense base, but it was through Wiesbaden. And they'd stayed in touch with me when I was over in Germany, and I said, well, I'm going to be back. Can I work the tournament? So they let me sign up. It was awesome.
Being inside the ropes also gives you a front row seat to the oh-so-fun mental side of the game, as players and caddies try and figure out how to keep their balls in the fairway and then on the green, avoiding places like this. At least it's dry.
And watching all the players and, you know, it's just being that close. You know, I've been to some golf tournaments, but when you're outside the ropes, you don't get as good a vision as you do when you're inside. I'm just a golfaholic, but the opportunity to walk with the players and keep, you know, you get to learn a lot when you watch them.
Learning, passion for competition, and community pride sum up why Tapmeyer continues to stroll inside the ropes and coach on the court. Yes, in her spare time, Tapmeyer leads the girls' high school basketball team at Wiesbaden. Dave Dealey, Inside Jacksonville.
For more insight from Coach Tapmeyer on what it's like inside the ropes, including her view of Tiger Woods and Sergio Garcia battling each other in 2013, visit our website at unftv.com.
People travel far and wide to attend the famous tournament in Ponte Vedra, including those who have served in the armed forces. Inside Jacksonville's Jessica May takes you to TPC Sawgrass to see the special amenities offered to the veterans at the tournament.
A cold beverage, something to eat, and a place to relax your feet are just some of the amenities offered to veterans who attend the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass. The Patriot Outpost is the place that provides all that and more for veterans. Across the entire week, the Outpost will serve somewhere between 10 and 15,000 veterans.
A couple thousand each day, provide them with cold beverages, something to eat for lunch, relaxing environment and a venue to come and see a little bit of the tournament and also kind of get off their feet for a little bit.
Volunteers come back year after year to help give back to those who served our country. Kathy Tobin has been a volunteer at the Players for 9 years and plans to continue to come back.
This is a wonderful opportunity to meet people that have served in the service, and they couldn't be nicer. They're so appreciative of all the volunteers that are here, and it's just a way of giving back and letting them know how much we appreciate their service.
Great. I mean, to be able to come to the tournament and have a place to kind of relax and get something to eat. The service that's provided in there, this is the second year we've come, and to have all of the vendors bringing their food and stuff for us, it's great. We really appreciate that.
A handful of charities make the Patriot Post possible. One of those is 5 Star Veterans in St. Augustine. They make the veterans experience above subpar.
5 Star Veteran Center is a nonprofit that helps homeless veterans in the Northeast Florida region. With their help, they were able to put together the Patriot Outpost. But this wasn't a task done overnight.
We start several months prior to the tournament in planning and the support that we get from the players. The tournament staff itself is phenomenal. They get everything set up for the venue to allow us to come in then a couple weeks prior and actually start kind of putting the polish on everything, make sure we get all the tables and decorations together, all the logistical functions as far as getting all the beverages in, food vendors in and out of the event.
The Outpost was considered a huge success from veterans and volunteers alike. And to be partnered up with charities that truly make an impact on our community make it even more special. Jessica May, Inside Jacksonville.
It is good to see the TPC treating our soldiers right. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, we want to say thank you to our beloved veterans. Coming up next on Inside Jacksonville, we're taking a look at some awesome experiences for young golf enthusiasts.
But first, we'll see how the players is helping young college students build themselves as professionals. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville.
For our last 2 stories, we'll take a look at the children of the Players' Championship.
But first, UNF has partnered with the TPC, to give sports management students an incredible opportunity to learn and serve.
Every year, the College of Education and Human Services sends sports management students to volunteer at the TPC in the merch booths and fan shops. This gives the TPC a group of dedicated volunteers, and the students get hands-on experience in their field.
Every year, students come in with the attitude of, hey, we're going to work, this is going to be a long week, right? But, once they take those first couple days, they start realizing, all right, this is actually kind of fun. We're doing something that pertains to our degree, and we're in an environment that is beneficial to us. We can talk to the people who are in that environment every day, and, we can ask questions, which is a great kind of give and take from both parties.
What started with a small group of volunteers has grown into a group of 60 students learning together and providing a better experience for those who attend the TPC. Over the course of the week, students from the College of Education and Human Services get to take what they've learned in the classroom and apply it in a real-world setting. Alex Tirolosi is just one of those students.
You get to learn a lot of skills, like from social skills to anything as, just having to hold a conversation or taking care of customer service or anything like that.
For many students, volunteering at the TPC isn't just a learning opportunity. It's an opportunity to network with people in the industry and to put something unique on their resume.
There were vendors from Nike, from Under Armour, from Adidas, all these vendors who have their foot in the sport industry already. So me, like for myself and my classmates in the sport management program, trying to get that foot in the door, if you will, it's great to network, meet new people, and kind of explore from there.
Everyone comes up to the counter with a different story. So, people are telling you from earlier in the day or what's happening today. You get to find out a lot more about like what the golfers are doing and, what people are actually coming to see. So that's pretty cool. It's a really cool environment to work for and kind of makes me want to do something with golf in the future.
John Newsom, Inside Jacksonville.
If you want more information on how UNF has partnered with TPC, go to unftv.com.
One of the busiest events at the Players' Championship is the First Tee. Inside Jacksonville's Nathan Dean shows us how this organization improves the lives of the younger generation.
The First Tee is a youth development organization that educates the sport of golf to young children while also teaching them valuable life skills. The First Tee reaches about 5 million people across the globe every single year. Guy Garbarino, the Vice President of Advancements for the First Tee, talks about the impact it has on the youth and how much the youth impacts the First Tee.
The Players is great. So for us, this is our home tournament. Our headquarters is based right in St. Augustine, Florida. And as you see behind us, we have the challenge hole for the First Tee. So we're going to have thousands of people coming through, learning more about how they can get involved with the First Tee. And there's also a philanthropic aspect. A number of people are donating to participate with the challenge hole. And then we have the First Tee Kids Zone here, where a lot of kids and families are coming in, learning more about the organization and how they can get involved.
The First Tee organization takes a lot of pride for the Players' Championship. Since 1997, they've been trying to help every child not only hit a hole-in-one in golf, but also in life.
So we have chapters that deliver programs at some 1,200 golf courses throughout the United States and in select international markets. We have a presence in some 10,000 elementary schools, and we are also in about 1,500 after-school locations like the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA. It's really all about the young people and the stories. When you get to see young people that come into the program that are very shy, and they start to participate in our programs, they learn not only about golf skills, but they're learning about interpersonal skills. So how to look somebody in the eye and introduce themselves, how to set goals, manage emotions, appreciate diversity, things that help in the overall development of the child and really sets young people off to be on a brighter path.
With the help of professional golfers such as Tommy Fleetwood and Rory McIlroy, the First Tee continues their success in educating the youth and brightening their future on and off the green. Nathan Dean, Inside Jacksonville.
If you're interested in volunteering with the First Tee, please visit unftv.com.
The Players Club encourages kids to get involved with the game of golf. Our own Carliana Harris takes a look at how the TPC is engaging with the next generation.
Golf fans around the world stop by Jacksonville once a year for the Players Professional Tournament. Amongst those fans are the little golfers that come see their favorite athletes. Tori Morris is one of the young fans who hopes to see his favorite golfer.
Ricky Fowler, Bryson DeChambeau. Getting autographs or just seeing the players in general. I got Bryson first, but I haven't gotten Ricky Fowler yet.
They have set up interactive designated areas like this, the autograph zone, throughout the course for the kids to feel the golf experience.
One of the stations where the kids can go have fun is the Kids Zone, presented by the First Tee.
The First Tee is a junior golf organization that's introducing kids to the game of golf and inherent values that are associated with the game. This is our second year where we're returning with the Kids Zone presented by the First Tee. It's a kid and family space where everyone can come in and just get their hands on some golf clubs and have some fun. We have putting opportunities, we have a coloring wall, we have photo booths, we have target walls. The idea is to just get kids having fun, getting hands-on experience, learning a little bit about what the First Tee programming can look like for them.
Carliana Harris, Inside Jacksonville.
TPC is always welcome to newcomers and encourages families to come together and have fun with good sports.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Inside Jacksonville.
If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com.
You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at InsideJacksUNF. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time on Inside Jacksonville.